Hey everyone, Sirturmund here again, and today we're gonna go a little bit more meta, and that's gonna be by showcasing some Jewerly Bonney. I haven't showcased a Bonney list in a while, so I wanted to kind of showcase this with the OP 8.5 set, right? The only really new tool that we get for Bonney with the new starter decks is this little 9-cost Shanks here from starter deck 16, which just lets us KO any rested characters. And you'll be surprised, it actually comes up a lot, right? It comes up a lot where you can like just straight up just KO a Moria, or specifically you can KO a Jack, right? Or a 7-cost Whitebeard, etc. So it ends up being really, really nice to be able to have this Shanks access to it, but the rest of the deck is very standard from what you have seen from Bonney since OP07. And what is the list, right? So Bonney is a very kind of defensive leader, right? What she reads, if you're not familiar with Bonney, is that when the opponent attacks, you can rest one of your Dons to rest one of the opponent's leaders of characters. So what that means is that if the opponent has their leader and a character on the field, usually they'll get 2 attacks, right? When you're going against any other leader. Against Bonney, you're only getting 1 attack. Because the first attack goes through, you use your Bonney effect, and you're able to rest the opponent's second attack. And this is what kind of leads to the natural defensiveness of Bonney, that your opponent's always gonna only have 1 attack if they only have 2 units. They was gonna have 1 less attack, pretty much. So 1 less attack, and you're a 5-life leader, and then you end up building your deck to have all these additional defensive tools to just make their life even more miserable, right? So we have the 8-cost kit, which lets you just kind of turtle up. 8-cost kit in combination with the Rosinante to protect him against any KO effects is really, really brutal, and a lot of decks are not able to deal with that. We have the 10-cost Dofi, which again, once the opponent starts resting their units, you can just drop this Dofi down and just keep them frozen, just buying you even more time to be able to kind of get to the win point that you need with your Bonney. And then we even get to play 4 of the 5-cost carrot that we got with OP08, allowing us to freeze any of the opponent's characters with 7 costs or less. So pretty much you're hitting almost everything out there. This card is especially useful if you're going against blue Doflamingo, obviously, because it lets you freeze the opponent's character rested, and then every time that you attack with Carrot, you're keeping it frozen again. And the power of this card is the fact that it's a 5 cost with a 6k body. So a 5 cost is not vulnerable to stuff like the Bounce Slaw, right? And as a 6k, it requires the opponent to have to commit at least 1 Don to be able to attack into it. So these are kind of like the cards that let you kind of turtle up and be able to kind of disrupt the opponent's game plan. The rest of the deck is kind of built with the Supernova and Rosinante and the Flamingo Pirates cards, giving you the support that you need to survive and just develop these big bodies on the field with Bonney. The most important of these cards, in my opinion, is Cavendish. So Cavendish is a card that we have with EBO1. When you play, or whenever he's attacking, if your leader is a Supernova type, which Bonney is, you're able to activate 2 of your Don, of your rested Don. And this is so crazy, because if your Cavendish gets to stick on the field, what you can do is that when you get to your 10th on turn, you can play Dofi for turn, attack with Cavendish, and get 2 rested Don back to active, letting you have your leader ability again. Or similarly, if you have Cavendish and then play a Kid, right? It lets you play Kid right away on 8 Don. Like if, let's say you have going second, you can play Cavendish on your 6th Don turn, keeping a Don active to rest the opponent's units, right? And then you can play your Kid right away on your 8 Don turn, attack with Cavendish, get 2 Don back, put 1 Don on the Kid to use his effect, and still have another Don active to be able to use your leader ability. Like, the games where Cavendish gets to stick, I almost never lose, right? The hard part is when the opponent has the removal, and that's why Bonney kind of struggles against Black specifically, because they have a really good way, obviously, of getting rid of your Cavendish. And without Cavendish on the field, it becomes a lot tougher to have the right lines to be able to play that, right? And then we have, again, a 2k counter here for Supernova, so something that can be searched with the Bonney. We have the Viola, which is just another 2k counter that can be searched with our baby 5. We have another 4 baby 5s here, just 2k counters, right? So that gives us 4, 8, 10 2k counters that we're playing in this deck to make sure that we're able to either protect our kid or protect our life once we get low enough. Bonney is a leader that a lot of times you don't mind taking early hits because you know that you'll be able to kind of be total up with your kid and your Doflamingo. So by having the extra cards in your hands, it allows you to make sure that your kid is not dying to the opponent's attack, right? Although again, usually it's not safe to play the kid unless you have a Rosinante or a Hawkins already in the field or able to follow up with the Rosinante using the kid ability. So those are like a 2K counters and a total up mechanics. Again, this Rosinante is so important, and this is the reason that we play both Supernova and Don Quixote Pirates package, because this Rosinante is so good with your 8-cost Captain Kid, allowing you to protect your kid from any of the opponent's removal if the opponent is playing black, or even if they're playing something like, let's say Black Yellow Luffy. If they're able to reduce the kid with like an Ice Age, they cannot kill it with Eke Luffy if you have the Rosinante in the field because of the Rosinante's secondary effect, which ends up being really, really nice. Then we get into our searchers. The power of Bonney is also just having a bunch of cards and just searching cards, and you're able to have Baby 5 and Bonney. And usually, like, it's so good. Like, having both of them can be so good because there's certain lines that you can have where you can play 2 of them at once, and because of your leader ability, make it so that you're able to protect one of them to be able to search again on the next turn, right? So Baby 5 and Bonney are so good. Your Baby 5 targets obviously are going to be your 10-cost Dofi or your Rosinante are really the 2 main things that I'm looking for most of the times, but it also lets you search these 2K counters that we were talking about, since you can search other Baby 5. With Bonnies and the Supernova package, my main priority is always going to be Cavendish. But also, if you really have a Cavendish in your hand, you can actually grab this Captain Kid, which is also a Supernova, or you can grab like a Hawkins or a 2K counter, right, as your secondary options, or this little Bege right here. We are playing triple Hody Jones. I don't think 4 is really necessary because you really want him to just finish up the game for you, and you don't want to be stuck with too many in your head, in my opinion. So Hody Jones just lets us be able to, once we have this big 10K bodies on the field, right? Like, let's say we play Dofi into Dofi. These are cards that are going to threaten the opponent. And if the opponent tries to total up with blockers, you just play Hody Jones. And then you have an 8K attack and 2 10K attacks. And you have another 3 down left over for another 8K attack. So you can go like 8, 8, 10, 10. Or you can go like 9, 11, 11, right? If you need to. And just have the 5 with your leader. So that's what Hody Jones is so good about. That it just lets you just push that lethal. We are only playing 3 Hawkins. This is a meta where I feel like it's not as important. If you notice, we're not playing the 4-cost blocker Uroch anymore. And the reason for that is that Dofi is so popular in this current meta, and they can just bounce that blocker up with their bounce law. So you definitely don't want to play that Uroch anymore. So instead, we just play Hawkins, and to kind of still get an additional blocker, we're playing 2 Bege, right? Bege can be searched. It's a Supernova, so it can be searched with Bonney, and it just costs you 1. So you can play this Bege, and if the opponent wants to bounce the Bege up with a law, that's fine. It only costs you 1 down. It feels less bad than playing 4 down for like an Orochi if you had it in this deck, right? And again, we talked about Kara, just so good into the Duffy matchup specifically, but it can be decent as well into Black Yellow Luffy. You want to like freeze their 5-cost Luffy for like a extended period of time. And then Shanks, and to finish up, because we have so many non-counter cards like Hody, Hawkins, Kid, Doflamingo, and Shanks, we are playing 3 of whoever wins this war, so the 0 mana event, allowing you to have those deck cards become pretty much a 1K counter, right? Like the event becomes a 2K, and the card that you trash becomes a 1K counter pretty much. So that's kind of what we play this year. So this is the list here. There's a lot of varieties of Bonney, but for the most part, I feel like most people are probably going to be in something very close to this. Some people don't like Shanks. Some people like to play the 8-cost Rosinante, which is fine. I just really like Shanks. I just really like Shanks. It's just a big 11K body as well. So it's just really nice, right? It just puts a lot of pressure into the opponent because it costs 9. You can play him, KO one of the opponent's rested units, and still keep a Dawn active for your leader ability, which can be really impactful. I just keeping you alive, right? So this is my deck list here. Again, like always, we're gonna have 2 videos with Bonney. I'm not gonna say I'm the best Bonney player, but I do think over these next 2 videos, like I actually ended up learning a lot and kind of improving as I was going through it. I think currently I'm sitting on top 50 in the TCG matchmaking ladder just because of this, right? Like OP Bounty, sorry, I'm on top 50 right now, just playing Bonney over the last day or so. But anyways, yeah, this is the list. We're gonna have just start over with a game against Enel, then 2 games against Black Yellow Luffy, which is one of our favorable matchups, and then 1 game to finish up against Lucci, which is a little bit unfavorable. So you gotta see how you navigate that matchup. So hope you enjoyed those 4 games coming up today, and if you do, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. Enjoy. In this match, we're going against Enel. I'll go second. This is a decent hand, right? There is 1 card that we have that will be really, really good, by the way, that I want to get. Let's go Bonney first. Kid? I guess we can go Kid. The opponent doesn't have an easy way to get rid of... I mean, no, they have the Raigo, right? What am I doing? They do have Raigo to get rid of the Kid, but we have the Rosinante, so it makes it a little bit better. I should have actually attacked for 5, because if we find another Searcher... If we find another Baby 5, we could have gone double Baby 5. Like, there's no reason for me to have a Dawn open here. It ends up not mattering, so that's okay. I guess let's grab the 2K, because I'm probably not going to have... I don't have Cavendish, right? So this is kind of tough. Yeah, we'll go like this. We'll go for 5, and then we'll just play these Hawkins out. Okay. What if we just go... Like, I don't want to give them the value here. The other problem is the other thing is Karakuri, right? Karakuri being able to deal with this is kind of annoying. Why don't we just go like this? Why don't we just go like this and just have this biting in the field? Yeah, that's the Karakuri, right? So now here's my problem. Opponent has enough that they can actually go for like Yamato to pop my second kid. So I have to actually attack into them. I have to actually attack into them. I guess if I go kid into blocker, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess we can attack for 5 here. And we'll just go like this because we have the Rosinante, right? The opponent will have to have the way to get rid of the Rosinante and then attack into the kid. We have another Rosinante that we can play next turn. Raigo here is pretty good, right? This is going to be an ace, I'm guessing, right? So we're going to just give them a 1K here. Although... Yep. We could go here. I guess we could just go double 2K. Right? Just keep this. The problem is that I don't have Cavendish, right? So I'm not able to actually... Like, I could play Dofi, but this will be able to die to the opponent's Raigo, etc. I like the Dofi so much, though. I think I have to just go for it. And we have double blockers, so we can go like this. I want to bring the opponent down to 1. That's a good one. Okay, so I still think, I guess if the opponent will have to have Raigo here for this to actually matter. I think we go like this, and I think we go Rosinante next turn instead. Yeah, the punish, that Egghead Luffy punish was definitely good. Another ace just gets blocked by the Hawkins. I needed to get them down. Okay, so they're just gonna go for the kid, right? I needed to get them down low enough that I was able to, like, you know, do my stuff. So we're gonna have to go here. Know what we're looking for. Gonna have to do it again. Yeah, we just have to grab these Dofis at this point, right? So we're just gonna have to try to attack into their units. We keep 1 down. We can go 2. I guess we can go 10. Yeah, let's go 10. I can play another blocker out, which I think ends up being better. Like we'll just go 8 here. Okay. And we just play the second blocker out. We'll have this stuff here. Yep, that's fine. You won't be able to kill this unless you attack it with the ace. And if you attack it with the ace, I can always still give it a 2k. And then we just go Dopey again. We let it go, right? Because I mean we're gonna play Dopey next time no matter what, right? So we know we're gonna be playing Dopey here. The problem is that I won't be able to actually have any, like, I don't want to give them this draw here. Now we can go like this. Force a 2k, 1k out of their hand. No? Okay. By attack, I'm just giving the opponent value. Because if the opponent has another ace or another Yamato, it's still going to be the same thing. They just get another life from this. So I think I have to just go and take it slow. 7 freaking life, man. Yamato is almost about, yeah, that's the ace, right? So that way the opponent couldn't actually get the draw there, right? So we can actually use this to freeze the Enel. So I'm okay taking this like this. So we can use this to freeze the Enel. So that's 5 and 1 for my Don. That leaves me with 4 Don to play with. So we can go 12 twice. Okay. We have a blocker. It's just annoying. Like this is all that's happening here. Like it's just like super annoying. They're just gonna be able to just clear out my board here. And there's not much that we can do about it. Oh, okay, this the Shanks at least. I have to attack with this. I guess I don't have to. Yeah, I guess I don't have to. I can just leave the Enel there. Like, do I care? I think I'd rather have this. I'd rather keep the opponent at 2. Force him to have trash alive if they want to use Raigo. 7 lives. If the opponent has another Yamato, they can actually KO the Shanks. That's the crazy part. I guess that's one reason I should have attacked, maybe. What are the ones that... Who are the ones that we want to target, right? We want to probably target this too. I think we probably want to target... Oh, I guess we could... I guess we needed to target the Enel. Because we need to freeze the Enel, right? So we're going to be able to go like this and freeze this. And then we can go 11. And then 10, I guess. Give me a 2k. I needed to go after the Karakuri, by the way, not the Yamato. But I forgot about the Enel and the value here that I just ignored it, but that's fine. I'm just gonna keep this blocker for the rest of the game, by the way. You have to kill this Shanks. But you have to commit quite a bit of dawn to do it. This Shanks is going to slowly get rid of your board. A second Shanks would have been really good. But like this Shanks makes this matchup a little bit better for us. Yeah, like here we just give you the blocker. And then we give you the 2K. Oh, okay, if you're gonna go like that, that's okay with me too. So Dofi. I like the 11 here. That's gonna force both cards from their hand. And then we just go like this. They can kill the Shanks now. If they so choose to. Okay, they could just go Rygo and I guess do it that way. Yeah, Rygo and then... Okay. That's fair. That is fair. Interesting. So 11. How much do we want to go? I guess let's start here. Let's go 5 here. Do we want to kill Ace? I think I go for the Ace. I force the opponent to have a 2K, 1K. And then here, I'm gonna force him to have a 2K. And this way we can still use my little ability to rest one of these two. I mean, obviously the opponent's just gonna commit for the Enel play, right? So, I mean, we're just grinding them out at this point, right? We're looking for another Shanks. We have lost already 3 Dofis. So we have one more Dofi, one more Shanks. This can get me some nice draw. So we're going to use it next turn. The Enel is a little bit annoying. We have already played double Hody. We have one more Hody as well. Sure. Be my guess. Yeah, this is the last Hody. Okay. So we'll go like this first. Cavendish? Cavendish is not bad. So we can go, I guess, 8. They're gonna let it go. I could attack into them, but it doesn't do anything, right? Yeah, attacking into them does nothing. They go to 0, they're just gonna be sacking that life. If this is an ace, oh no, it's gonna be Yamato. That's a very good Yamato. I might honestly go Hody Jones. So we go 5. Nice. And then we can go 9 twice. That's gonna be 2 cards from their hand. I'll go and put them down to 1. That way, I mean, the opponent gets value. At this point, if they have more aces and more stuff, then be my guess. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just go Shanks. And this time we just pass like this. Problem here is that they don't want to attack, right? They don't want to attack. We'll go 5. And I guess we'll go 8 and we'll go 11. We'll put them down to 0 this time. That's what? That's their third ace as well? We'll put them down to 0. And then we'll go like this. And this is my second kit. Okay. You're not killing this guy over here. Yeah. All right. So now what? Now what? Start with a 9. I like doing the 9 here first to play around a Bege trigger. I guess we could just attack into the ace and just wait it out a little bit longer. If the opponent doesn't counter out of this, yeah, we can attack into the ace instead. Yeah. We can stall out. Because Okay, since the opponent gave me that, I think we just go after the ace now, so, right? So we can go... I think I have lead though, by the way. But I kind of want to play it like really safe. So I think I'm just gonna go 5 here, force another 1k out of their hand, and then we're just gonna kill ace. Because opponent knows if they take this, they will just die. Yep. So now here we can go 12. Two cards. I want to play these 2 cards out so that I have like enough value. Okay, so 5. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go. I'm not gonna be able to play out my carry like I wanted to. Okay, so now the opponent is down to just 1 card. I have a blocker. Surely the opponent doesn't have. Oh, this is the 4th Yamato, so they don't have anything else. Yeah, they don't have anything else. We just go like this. We block here. We chilling. I guess we go 8, right? Opponent has no cards in their hand. Eight, and they're gonna still be down to just 1 card, so then we can go 8 again. I guess we might as well go 7. Just a grind fest. It's literally just a grind fest, unfortunately. Yeah. So, GG's. I guess they were hoping for a Bege or any sort of other trigger. The opponent almost decked that as well. GG's. In this match, we're going against Black Yellow Luffy. Alright, so we want to see Cavendish. Okay, we have the Cavendish. We have a Bonney for potentially getting a second one. So, like, having Cavendish is just so important, guys. Like, it's so crazy how much value. Like, the games where I have Cavendish feels so much easier than the games that I don't. So by keeping the don't open here and make it I mean, I guess if the opponent has another 1-drop, they can just do their thing, right? The reason they play Flampe right away so that they can attack into my Bonney if I was to play her. But by not attacking here, I'm forcing the opponent to, yeah, do like this, and we'll go like this, and we'll take it. So this at least lets me attack into the Flampe. It's forcing the opponent to have to either have a second. Yeah, so there you go. So they have a second one. We could go like this now. And not only that, but now we have, because we have the second Bonney, we can just go like this. I'm gonna grab the kid. I think I'm gonna grab the kid first. And we're gonna go like this. And I guess this time we'll grab the second Cavendish, right? So the opponent can only kill one of these, they cannot kill both. And we'll be able to attack into their ace, right? So we always gonna have something to attack into. I guess if the opponent has a Kahiori, then obviously that's gonna be a different problem. Or maybe they have an ace at the top and they're about to use it here. Maybe they're about to high roll this. No, they didn't high roll this. The problem with this, okay, so obviously the opponent must have Egghead Luffy. That's why they play the Kusan. I think we go like this. We attack into this ace. And even if they kill Cavendish, we have 2 more. So I'm okay with it. We have to grab the Capone, I guess, right? So we'll go like this, and maybe we play the Capone out anyways. And obviously the goal here will be we have to kill this Kusan, right? We have to kill this Kusan. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be able to stick the Cavendish. So we need Cavendish to stick when we start playing these cards here. So how are you killing this Cavendish? Okay, so they just have a Sabo, right? So they're gonna protect the Kusan. So they're gonna protect the Kusan, I guess, right? If that's the case, we can always go Kara instead. Because I need to keep this Kusan dead. Like, I need to keep this Kusan dead. Or I guess, you know, keep it frozen, whatever. Sure. Here's the question. Do I attack into it? Because I don't want to go Captain Kid here, and if the opponent protects the Kusan, the Kid is gonna die to the Eke Luffy. Because I do not have a Rosinante. I need to have Rosinante. Like, I would have been down to play a Kid here if I had a Rosinante. But because we don't have a Rosinante, I guess we can go 7, play 5, and then 8. So let's go like this. I think I like the Cairo just because it's another unit, right? So I think Cairo is just another unit that we can attack, that we can play, and we don't need to actually attack with the Cavendish here. We can just go like this, keep the Cavendish active, because I want to keep the Cavendish so he's not in risk of getting attacked by the Luffy. Okay, the Cavendish is way too important, and the opponent, I think, misplay here by playing this Luffy out first, right? I like the Dofi to start with. I guess the opponent can go Egghead Luffy here. I guess it doesn't have to be Dofi. Because we have Kara on the field, we can go Kid right away and go Dofi Netson instead. The Kid will protect the Cavendish in a way. Unless the opponent has like an Ice Age. So they're not going to be playing anything here. Wait a second. Oh, wait. I guess they didn't have the Eke Luffy in their hand. They have to be careful. They have to be very careful here. I mean, I can just go for like a big attack. Like if they attack with this Luffy and I rest their Sabo, they're gonna be in trouble. So they're not allowed to attack with this Luffy here. Yeah, exactly, right? So you're not allowed to attack with the Luffy, which the opponent realizes that, so they don't attack with it. So if they have Ice, they still need to find 2 Luffys. And they don't have any Luffy in the trash, so Netson is not going to be a Gecko. They need to have 2 little Luffy in their hand. I guess they can use 1 here and then have the other little Luffy here to get rid of the Capone. And then they have like a pretty big attack, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2K counters. So I think I'm okay going like this. Yeah, I think I'm okay going like this. You know, I don't think it matters. I guess we'll go here. Might as well. So they have to go Egghead Luffy to kill the Bege. And then what? And then, like, the Gecko here, they don't have a Luffy in the trash, is their problem. So, like, the Gecko here doesn't really get them anything. They have to play Luffy from their hand. They have to play Luffy from their hand, and then next one we can just start going Dofi. So they have to play Luffy from their hand. There it is. They can kill the Capone. And we'll have to commit all the dawn on saving this kid. Or all the counters saving the kid, sorry. I don't know why I said dawn. We have, I mean, we're sitting on 9 cards. So, like, this is pretty good for us. I want to find another Dofi though. I think I need another Dofi here. Hody Jones at some point is going to be really good as well. Okay, they go for it. We go like this. We're going to rest. I want to rest their Luffy here. And this is going to be 10, 12, 14. Yeah, so we go like this. And this is the second Dofi. So we go boom, boom. We have to go like this, right? Because we have to put a Dawn on the kid. And we can attack for 9. Force a card out of the hand or force one of the 2 blockers. And we have the second Dofi now with the Cavendish still in the field. And this is where it gets really sad for the Black Yellow Luffy player. We have everything that we want now, right? We even get to leave a Dawn open. Like Cavendish, Kid, Dofi on the field is your end game here. That's why I prioritize this Cavendish so much in the early searches. Because I can just play Dofi, attack with Cavendish, and I have 2 Dawn left over, 1 for the kid, 1 for my Bonney every single time. Without Cavendish, I wouldn't be able to do this. So now the opponent is like in this checkmate scenario. Now they do still have a life here, so they do get to chill around, and they're able to, you know, they're able to go Gecko here, do their stuff. They're not gonna attack, right? So there's not gonna be anything else rested. We're just gonna continue freezing these 2 here. I guess the opponent could replace this Luffy, to be honest, and I mean it doesn't matter. The idea is that they don't have a way to actually kill this kid. Now, if I had a Rosinante here, this would be what we really need. And then every turn we're gonna be attacking for 9, 10, right? And the opponent's gonna start slowly running out of resources. So I either need a Rosinante or a Hody Jones. That's the cards that I'm really looking for. Opponent could go crazy and just attack with Sabo into it. Technically, we can only go up to 10, 11, 12. I guess we can go more, but yeah, they're gonna go for it this way. They're just not gonna attack, right? Yeah, they're just not gonna attack. But again, this is like the lockdown. The fact that the opponent is not getting their big attack. Like the fact that they're not getting their big attack is so good for us. Now next time they will have 2 attacks here. They will have a Luffy attack and then also a Gecko attack, I guess, right? They're gonna have one of the 2, right? So we can go 10 over here. I like starting with the 10 here, right? Because it forces the opponent to have to block. Because if they don't block, we could always have Hody Jones. So we'll go like this. We'll go here again. And we'll go for 9. Force a block or force the counter. There's going to be a counter. Now we don't have any more Dofis. So next turn, probably gonna be it, right? Next turn is where we probably have to just go all in. Ironically, the carrot can, I mean, I guess the opponent is gonna replace this, right? But the carrot can freeze another thing again. They're gonna give me the block instead of the counter, which is super risky because now that means they only have 1 blocker next turn. They have to attack with the Gecko, but if they're attacking with the Gecko, they're not playing their second Gecko. Imagine if we have the 3rd Dofi here, guys. They decided to use a... Okay, so they're going to go for the double blocker. Yeah, they're going to go for the double blocker instead. Man, imagine if we had the 3rd Gecko, the 3rd Dofi here. This would have been nuts. Yeah, they're going to just go double blocker here. Just cycle their hand out. Okay, so we don't have the 3rd one. And we don't have any rested Dawn to like really activate unless we go ahead and play the baby 5. Opponent has 5 cards. I don't think I'm dying next turn. Like, I don't think I'm dying next turn because this is frozen and I can keep a Dawn active, right? I could also instead... I could go for the Hawkins, right? I could go for the Hawkins instead. Like, maybe we go like this. And we'll have another 9 here. And then we have a 10. And we have an 11. I'm not dying because this is frozen. I have a blocker, I have Kid, and I still have this thing here. I think we always go and rest this bad boy here. Because that's going to be the strongest attack that they have. I can also just block this. Let's go like this. I want to keep this Hawkins. That's going to be another attacker for us. So we're trying to top deck Hody Jones here then, right? Yeah, they're just gonna, like, at this point they don't have enough. I mean, yeah, they like, this is even worse for them because now they're not going to 9. So I understand what the opponent was going for, but like, they want to keep alive while still having 2 blockers. But this is worse because being at 7 means that you're just gonna get hit here every single time, right? Like, I guess, like, okay, so they're at 7. We can go 9, 9, 9, 9. Yeah, so we're just gonna go like this. We're just gonna go 10. And even if the opponent survives this, they're still not killing us next time. We have 3 lives, and we're gonna have the Bonney, right? And we can save this attack for last. Yeah, you don't have enough cards. You don't have enough cards to beat all these 9s. Because you stayed at 7 instead of going up to 9. Yeah. Like, even with the 2k counters, they have to give me 2 of them here. And then we still have another 9k attack, right? Like, they have to take it, because if they counter with 2, then, you know, like, yeah. I mean, we just go 9, 9. We have 4 more down for 9 and 2 more down for 9 here again, right? So we have, again, 3 more 9k attacks. This time, we didn't need to have the Hody Jones. We just... Again, Cavendish, Kid, Dofi, and the opponent's done. Right? Like, there's not much that they can do from there. So GG's. In this match, we're going against Luffy. This is supposed to be a favorable matchup for us, but honestly, I'm so new to this deck that I'm actually struggling a little bit with it. So, what am I supposed to look for here? I think I still want to see Cavendish. I guess I had a Bonney, so I could have kept the Bonney that way. Hody Jones obviously is going to be very important if the opponent never gets a little bit too greedy. Unfortunately, the opponent did end up playing their Flampe out, so I'm just going to go like this and just going to rest the Flampe if the opponent decides to attack with their Luffy. If they don't attack with their Luffy, then I'm also fine with that. So they got their Sabo already. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with this, right? The downside with playing this Rosinante here is letting my, what's it called? Letting it die to a Rocket Luffy, right? So, we can go like this. We can go here. Guess we can grab another Bonney. That's the Cavendish. And what are we grabbing here, I guess? I guess it has to be the 2k or another searcher. Kind of like the 2k. So let's just use all 3 searches here. The opponent can only kill 2 of them this turn, right? Oh, I guess I did forget that this can actually KO the Rosinante, right? So that's my bad. Yeah, sure. So this has to be, okay, it's gonna be a Sabo, all right. So what are we looking for? I like the Cavendish a lot because it lets me potentially play the Dofi while having Dawn open, right? We can attack for 8 here into this Luffy. Let the opponent give me 2k, 1k if they want to. If they're giving me counter to save this, or they give me the blocker, that's fine. I guess the opponent can just KO this this girl right here. It has to be another bounty then, right? Yeah, it has to be another bounty, obviously. Now, this Luffy gives them a lot of advantage because they don't have to worry about Rosinante, right? Being a good blocker. So they're gonna go down to 2 here. Let's just go like this. Let's just go like this. Even if this stays on the field, I think I'm fine with this. The opponent decides to have their own blocker here. We have 2 options. We can play the kid out, or we can start playing this Dofi out. And I don't mind the Dofi out, because I think like he's gonna make it so the opponent has a harder time like really getting where they need to be, right? So we can just go like this. I mean, I'm also attacking into it. I just want to freeze their leader. I really just want to freeze their leader, nothing else. Yeah. The option here is that we can go Bonnie, or we can attack for 6 here one more time. I'm surprised that the opponent is trying to save this, because I'm just gonna rest it again. So by having this Cavendish on the field, the opponent has to find another way to get rid of this Cavendish. So this is gonna be a Luffy. They probably don't attack here then, right? Doesn't make any sense to. My thought here is just having these Luffys on the field just gives us such a big value. You cannot attack here. You're down to 4 cards. Like, having these Dolphins on the field is just gonna be such a big attack, right? Like, we just do it again, right? I can also go Kid instead this time around. I could go Kid instead. That still seems pretty safe. Because at this point, I don't think the opponent's gonna try to save this Luffy. And we have enough. Let me see. We have a 3k, and we have multiple 2ks. Yeah, I think we go like this. I think we let the opponent play their Gecko, and then again, we just go for a second Dofi after that. I don't even need to attack with Cavendish, right? I can just go... Like, the benefit of attacking with Cavendish here is that I can play out these Searchers, which might actually be beneficial. So, like, we can go like this. Try to search for the Rosinante. There we go. And just chill. The opponent's gonna start playing their Geckos, but I don't think they can get through this kid. So I don't think they can get through the kid, right? Not with us having a Rosinante. The opponent's gonna have to have the Eke Luffy to pop the Rosinante, and then we should still have enough counter here between the 2Ks and the 3K here. And then we can go Dofi while also having Kid available. Yep. And not only that, but the opponent gave me Gecko first. So the thought here then, do we rest the Gecko? I guess he has to be resting the Gecko. Yeah, I think we have to rest the Gecko, right? I guess the opponent has another 8k attack here. But I want them to use it. So we'll go here and here. If you attack with it again, I give you a 1k. Then we chill. So there we go like this. Boom, boom, boom. Right? We restand. And then here we can go for 9 and go for 10. Cool. And we'll have this done. I mean, the opponent just doesn't attack, right? The opponent just doesn't attack. But at this point, if they don't attack, we still have access here to this Hody Jones, right? And we have these big bodies to attack with, right? So the opponent's going to have to go for the Rocket Luffy here. They still can go to 9. But they have to use the cards in their hand. So they're going to go down to 3 cards. So this is just game because of the Hody Jones, right? And I think, again, this is what makes this matchup so good for us. They have double blockers, but it doesn't matter. The opponent only has 2 cards. So we can rest it and put the 3 down on the Dofi, and that's just lethal. Yeah, so we just go like this. Boom, boom. Attach everything here and attack, right? The opponent, it didn't even have 2 counters, by the way. So for whatever reason, they decided, I guess they needed the Gecko, but even if the opponent played a second Gecko there instead, by the way, I think it still would have been the same situation. Because let's say that instead of having to play out that Luffy from their hand and that Sabo, they had the Gecko instead. They still would have only had, what, like 4 cards? So then we're still having able to go like, you know, 13, 10. Maybe we go like, we also have this Cavendish actually. So yeah, so we go 13. We play Cavendish and put 2 down here again to go for 12. And the opponent will need to have like 2k, 2k, you know, 1k and then 2k, 1k again, right? Which they wouldn't have had enough cards to be able to do that. So GG. In this match, we're going against Lucci. Oh boy, this is going to be tough. This is going to be very, very tough. I mean, I guess the Hawkins is really good, right? The Hawkins is pretty solid. But this is still going to be very tough. I might just go ahead and drop the search now. Even if we know it's going to die. Shanks would be good against their Rested Moria. But obviously we just bottom deck one Shanks and we only have 1 more. Yeah, let's just go here. Let them kill it. That's fine. Unfortunate. Yeah, let's just go for 9. Nothing that we can... I guess we can play... Again, we can play Hawkins next then, I guess. But the opponent needs to have a character in the field that we can rest. Let's take this. Let's take this here. And I kind of just like the Cavendish first. And then into the baby 5 search. That's a good Rosinante. Rosinante helps us with the kid, right? Protects the kid. This Cavendish needs to die right now, right? So the opponent needs to kill it right now. But by playing the Cavendish right now, it means that the opponent cannot just play Jack. Like, they won't be able to just play Jack if they wanted to this turn. They have to just do something else. So the Cavendish here, we know it's probably going to die. But it's just a way for us to... make it so that the opponent cannot just play Jack on curve. Right? And they have to play something else here. They don't have a Luci in the trash yet either. So this could be like an Ice Age into a Brook, I guess. Or it's going to be Kusan here. Interesting. Because you know what we can do right now? We can just go Kid. Kid into the Rosinante. We can also go Hody Jones first. And just kill the Kusan that way. So the Kid into the Rosinante protects kind of both units. Which I kind of like. Let's go like this. Let's go here. There's no way you tried to save that. Yeah, I was gonna say. We'll go like this. And we'll go here. So the opponent has to KO the Rosinante first and then KO the kid. They don't have a Lucy in the trash, so Gecko... They don't have Rebecca either in the trash, by the way. So they don't have, like, Gecko, Rebecca spending. And if they attack at all, we can just go for... like, the Rosinante protects both the Cavendish and the kid, right? So that's why I liked it there. I wish we had a, like, a Dofi. Like, a Dofi in this situation would be so good here. They're gonna get punished by Hody Jones. Like, these Kusas are so good, but you're gonna get punished by Hody here. There's the Lucy. It has to just be Hody then, right? Hody for... Yeah, so we just go Hody here. So we go Hody here. Attack it for 8. That's a lot of value that you have to give me to be able to protect that. Put it down here for 9. Put it down here for... Yeah, like at the moment that we were able to get rid of the Kusan, the opponent knew that they were not going to have a lot of options, right? So that's why they ended up just surrendering. Like this being able to get rid of the Kusan and still having this Rosinante protecting Cavendish and Kid is going to be so brutal. Like, and they don't have any counters anyway, so they wouldn't have been able to save these guys, even if they tried to block. That was a nasty Hody Jones. Jeez. The Cavendish sticking was everything. If that Cavendish did not stick on that turn that we dropped him down, this would have been a lot harder for us to just be able to kind of outvalue them. So, hey, welcome back, everyone. Hope you enjoyed today's games, right? That Enel matchup was very fun, right? Just a grind fest. But you got to see here, like, the value of Shanks, the value of Dofi, just kind of keeping the opponent's stuff frozen. And then, obviously, the kid just kind of stalling out a lot. And then you got to see the reason why Bonney is so popular in the meta, right? Is the matchup against Black Yellow Luffy. It's such a good matchup for Bonney. Especially if you get to stick your Cavendish. Notice how, you know, like there were turns where I would play Cavendish and not attack with him because I wanted to make sure that the opponent couldn't swim back into him. I want to have Cavendish be on the field for me to play my kid and my Doflamingos back to back and actually protect the Cavendish, right? So you don't need to always attack with Cavendish. You can just play it slow. And then eventually, you just have so many big bodies on the field while also stopping the opponent from attacking into you so much that they start running out of resources while you're swinging this 10Ks or 9Ks over and over again into their face, which is really, really nasty. Just be mindful of like the opponent having Ice Stage or Kusan to deal with your kid. So that is why the Rosinante can be really important as well. And of course, as you saw in one of the games, Hody Jones just lets you pop their blockers and be able to just push lethal if they go to 0 life. Lastly, that matchup against Lucy is usually unfavorable. Don't take that game as like the holy grail. But if you are able to stick the Cavendish and are able to protect it with a Rosinante afterwards, it can make it really awkward for the opponent to have to deal with that. And you kind of saw that happening there where we went Cavendish into Kid into Rosinante. And even though the opponent had all this stuff in the field, they really couldn't be able, they were not going to be able to remove the my units there, right? The fact that Cavendish is a 5 cost means that the opponent cannot just attack and play Jack. They have to actually commit at least another card to get this down low enough for the removal. But anyways, those are the first 4 games of Bonney here today. Tomorrow we're gonna have another Bonney video where we're gonna cover some different matchups. So if you want to keep up to date with that, make sure to like the video below and subscribe to us. We post One Piece videos every single day. You can also find us on Twitch at Sirturmund, we're streaming now and then, and you can also find us on Discord and Twitter. The links to those above in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all again tomorrow.